Okay. So, hey, I'm sitting here with Caitlin Hallibook. She is the muralist that just completed the mural here on Pine Street at Roscoe's Brew House. First of all, I just want to say congratulations. I mean, this is a pretty big deal for Roscoe's, but I think it's pretty cool that you have a piece of your art in such a prominent location here in downtown Williamsport.
Yeah, thank you.
So, thank you again for all the work, and we're going to go through a little interview here and just tell you a little bit more about the background of the project.
All right. Well, I've always liked art ever since I was little. Was always drawing and kind of just accepted the fact that that was something I wanted to do and I wouldn't make much money from it. But then my art teacher introduced me in high school to graphic design. I was like, oh, sweet, I can actually have a job. And yeah, I just kind of got into that. And I went to school for commercial design at Lycoming College. And then I started out working at the Graphic Hive. I worked there for 7 years, and last year I went freelance and have been started my own business. And yeah, I've been getting into some murals, which has been a lot of fun. So I appreciate the opportunity here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and I'm actually wearing the Party Possum sweatshirt for you.
Oh yeah, that's oh,
Yeah. Now I was gonna say shout out to the Graphic Hive. This was when Caitlin was working there,
yeah,
and you designed it, correct?
yep. That's right. That's the first. That's how me and Adam got connected, was through that shirt at first. And he's actually the party possum, made it onto the mural.
That's right. Well, we first got connected. Actually, it was through the Graphic Hive. Like I mentioned, Caitlin did the design on the Party Possum shirt. Um, and then what was actually interesting is I was having a little business meeting with some friends, and we were talking about signage at the building. And one of my friends, shout out to Carney at Kitchen Repose, said, you should really look up this Caitlin. And I'm like, you know what? I know her. So looked up her website, sent her an email, and just kind of started the process.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really liked Caitlin's art. And when, like I mentioned, Carney mentioned Caitlin, I had seen a lot of her work around town. Maybe you can actually talk a little bit about that. But I was like, I really like that it's fun. It's like engaging. It has a little bit of this like cartoonish vibe that I think really fits the Roscoe's vibe, because that's what we strive to do, is like be fun. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was excited about when he reached out. It seemed like he was pretty open to it being a fun, cartoony, just packed full of stuff.
Inspiration for the mural just came from wanting a general, more enhanced art scene in Williamsport, frankly. I really wanted to do something fun. I wanted to do something that was on brand for Roscoe's. And like I said, I truly believe that culture in cities is really driven by art. If you go anywhere in the world, especially in bigger cities, you see art everywhere. And that's really what kind of creates such a good culture and scene. So that's what inspired me. And I really think that this mural encapsulates that. Like, I think it's different for Williamsport. I think it's eye catching. I think it's thought provoking. So I think Caitlin did a really good job.
All right. Well, Adam came to me with a bunch of different ideas, all these little references that he wanted to incorporate in the piece, like some of the characteristics of his regulars by incorporating the names, the fun names he has for a lot of his beers. So it was fun to try to personify all of those things and make them interact with one another to create like a cohesive image in like this little Roscoe's universe.
Yeah, like I'm big on community, and that's, again, she nailed it. She made this cohesive environment with these characters of Roscoe's. What was also interesting too is, like, I remember I gave you, like, I like just threw mud at the wall. I was like, I want it to look like street art, graffiti. I want it to look like this. You're like, Adam, that's difficult. But what I thought Caitlin did really well is she actually took like this graffiti aspect and used the party possum to make it look like the party possum spraying graffiti on the building. So even though the art doesn't look like graffiti, she was able to incorporate some of those ideas. It was really cool.
Yes, but how do I describe this? I guess kind of what you were saying. It was tough. Like you wanted this graffiti vibe to it, and this building is like an old historical building, and you know your branding has the classic like gold and maroon colors. So it was a fun challenge to try to merge those two worlds together and still make everything feel cohesive and on brand, but with you know all those fun elements and out there elements that aren't something you typically see on a building built in, you know, I don't know,
1870.
1870.
Yeah, and I'll say from a completing process, we just had a heck of a time trying to find someone to install it. So this was dragging on for months and months, and we finally got someone to install it. Shout out to Dennis at Keystone Advertising for helping us out. They printed it. We actually decided to go digital and print it onto panels and then install it that way. Which, speaking of that, question for you. So you hand drew it, correct?
Yes.
So like, can you tell us a little bit about your process on how you creatively like create that? You hand draw it and then you piece it all together?
Yeah, I actually did it on an iPad, so there's a lot of freedom doing it that way, especially just doing it digitally instead of as opposed to painting it, because there's a lot less limitations as far as even like time constraints, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. It's especially when you're redoing things, you're editing things, you're erasing things.
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
changing colors and stuff like that.
Yeah, you have the freedom to do all of that a lot easier, and there's a lot less consequences for changes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not great at putting things into words because what I do is behind the scenes and I draw, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I say I describe it like some of those elements that I kind of asked for. Like there's a little bit of this street art element to it. There's a little bit of this urbanness to it. There's a tiny bit of graffiti going on. It's bright. It's colorful. It's thought provoking. Like you look at it and you're like, I could stare at this for an hour and find something new every time you look at it. Got any thoughts on this one?
yeah, I hope that, well, for Roscoe's, that people see it and it's intriguing and it gets them through the door, you know, gives them an idea of the vibe that you have here without even having to step into it for themselves yet, and gets them excited to visit. And for the community, like you were saying before, I hope it just brings some of that artistic scene back to Williamsport. And you know, maybe inspires other people to put up murals.
I would love to see Caitlin's art just smattered across Williamsport. Like I absolutely love it. Yeah, so I agree. I think it'd be great for the community to get more people involved in the art scene. And then as far as Roscoe's goes, like I think you hit it on the head. You know, you don't even have to walk into Roscoe's to kind of get an idea of what it's like in here or the image we're trying to portray, which is fun and community based.
I do have a lot of projects I'm working on, but unfortunately, most people want it to be a surprise. So,
yeah. So, Caitlin, you know, thanks again, especially for doing this interview. I know it's, you know, kind of unnerving at times being in front of the camera and stuff, but I really want to just say thank you. And where can people find you? How can people get a hold of you?
You can find me on Instagram at khollowbookart or my website, khollowbook.com. And yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate your time being here. I appreciate the work that you did. I think it turned out awesome. And thanks again. Hopefully we could do something again soon.
Yeah, it'd be great. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, I hope you hit record.